I want to tell you about a man who tried to be a hero and ended up in prison longer than the criminals he helped catch. His name was Mark Whitacre, vice president at one of America's biggest companies. Informant, embezzler, liar, all at once. And the strangest part? He thought he was going to get away with it. This is how it actually happened. November 1992. A small town in Illinois called Mark Whitacre. Mark Whitacre sits across from his wife, Ginger, and he tells her something he's been carrying for months. His company is fixing prices with foreign competitors, globally, and he's part of it. Now, here's what people forget about whistleblowers. Most of them don't come forward because of conscience. They come forward because someone they love forces their hand. Ginger gives him an ultimatum. Call the FBI tonight, or I'm taking the kids, and I'm leaving. That's not heroism. That's a man choosing between his marriage and his career, and choosing his marriage. Remember that. It matters later. Within days, he's wearing a wire. The highest-ranking corporate executive in American history, to inform on his own company. But the FBI doesn't know yet. Mark Whitacre is already a criminal, and he isn't going to stop. Tokyo, Paris, Mexico City, Hong Kong. Over 3 years, Whitacre attends meetings with executives from Japan and South Korea. Together, they fix the global price of lysine, an animal feed additive worth billions. Most people have never heard of lysine, but it's in nearly every piece of meat you've ever eaten, and 4 companies controlled the entire planet's supply. Whitacre records everything, hundreds of hours of audio, dozens of videotapes. The executives have no idea. They're so arrogant, so untouchable, that at one meeting,
Hey, for all we know, the FBI's sitting right here in the room with us right now, recording every word we say.
think about that. They actually joked about the FBI being at the door, while the FBI was already in the room. They just couldn't see him. He was right there, holding the tape. But while Mark Whitacre was building the FBI's case, he was also stealing from ADM. Fake invoices, offshore accounts, $9 million. Now, I want you to understand something. He wasn't stealing to survive. He wasn't stealing because he was bitter. He was stealing because, in his mind, he had earned it. That's the part that broke him. He told his FBI handler something strange. He said when the investigation was over, he expected to be made CEO of ADM. Let me explain how delusional that is. He's secretly recording his own bosses. He's about to send them to prison, and he genuinely believed the board would reward him by making him their next leader. His handler, Brian Shepard, saw it. The grandiosity, the shifting stories, the constant new lies, layered on top of old ones. But the tapes were too good. The case was too important. So the FBI looked the other way and kept him in the field. What none of them knew yet, Whitacre had untreated bipolar disorder for years. It would later help explain everything: the fantasies, the theft, the lies. But by then, it was already far too late. June 27th, 1995. The FBI raids ADM headquarters. They seize documents. They confront executives. Within hours, Whitacre's name is leaked. His face is on every business broadcast in America. The man behind the largest corporate informant case in U.S. history. And here's the thing nobody tells you about being a whistleblower. The moment the world finds out, you stop being a person. You become a symbol, a traitor, a hero, a monster. whatever the story needs. 6 weeks later, August 9th, 1995, Whitacre is found unconscious in his garage, his car running, the door sealed. He survives. But the man who walked into that FBI office 3 years earlier doesn't. AD pleads guilty. The company pays a $100 million fine, the largest antitrust penalty in American history at that point. 3 executives go to prison, including the vice chairman. Now, you'd think this is where Mark Whitacre gets his reward. The pardon, the book deal, the Hollywood ending. That's not what happened. The $9 million he stole. The FBI finds it. His whistleblower immunity is stripped. 9 years in federal prison, longer than any of the executives he put away. Think about that. The man who exposed the crime served more time than the people who committed it. That's not a Hollywood ending. That's just what actually happened. December 2006. Mark Whitacre is released after serving 8.5 years. Today he speaks at universities, at ethics conferences. He says prison saved his life. His wife stayed with him through all of it. I've been thinking about this story for a long time, and what I keep coming back to is this. Mark Whitacre wasn't a hero. He wasn't a villain. He was both. At the exact same time. In the same body. And maybe that's true of more people than we want to admit. Next week, another story, another name, another truth that someone tried to bury. You never see me. You only hear.